So in the last class we were doing chapter 5 scope. So we have seen visualization. So we started this chapter and we have seen like we opened pythontutor.com. So everyone opened this right. And then we visualize the program here in pythontutor.com. So this we did in last class. Yeah. So this is all we did. So from here we'll start. Uh, yes. So namespace. Okay. So what is a namespace? Anyone would like to explain? Do you know something about namespace? So it is written here. Okay. So as the term suggests, a namespace is a space that holds some name. Okay. So namespace is a space that holds some name. So a namespace defines a mapping of names to the associated objects. Okay, like you define some variable. Suppose a is equal to 5. Okay, so 5 is integer object. Okay, name and variable are same thing, so you may use name also. So a namespace defines a mapping of names to the associated objects. Okay, so it maps name and object. So like integer 5 and all. So in Python, a module or a class or a function defines a namespace. So these also define namespace. Okay, so module, class, and function, these are also namespace. Names that appear in global frame. So what is this global frame? We'll explain. So name that appears in a global frame, usually outside of the definition of classes. So actually they are trying to explain global frame. So usually outside of the definition of classes, functions, or objects. So these are called global names, and collectively they define the namespace called global namespace. Okay, so what happens, what do you want to say, the name that a name that appear in global frame means usually outside of the class or functions or objects are called global frames, and collectively they define the namespace called global namespace. So like if I show you. Okay, so suppose I write a is equal to suppose 5. Okay, and I define something def like anything. Okay, so you write function. Okay, okay, and if I write int a. Okay, and in the end if I call this function, so if I run it, what will happen? Can anyone tell? If I run it, what will it will do?
Sir,
What
it
will
will
happen?
print 5.
Output will be 5. So output
Yes,
is
sir.
5. Fine. So actually, see, inside the function we have not defined actually what is a. we define a in the beginning outside the function. So a is equal to 5 will be called what? This is a global variable a. So a has the global value 5, you can say. Okay, and suppose I write here a is equal to 6. Now if I run this program, what will be output? 5 or 6? Guess karo.
So 6.
6. Let me run it. Okay, so in this case इसको यहाँ मैं remove कर देता हूँ. So first let me run the first program. So now output is 6. So why so? Why they didn't take this? Why they take this? Yes, anyone would like to tell? Although the program output of this is this. You may write.
Sir, because of the scopes are like print a is also in the function, and the value initialized to a is 6 in the function, so it will be taking the function value because of the scope.
Hmm. So I will tell you there are concept of local variable and global variable. So I was explaining. So So what happens here? If you say it, so inside this function, I named the function itself a function. Okay. So inside this function, or you may write only f. If you don't want to write all these, just you write f. Okay. So here you have to call only f. So inside that function f, actually, this is the local variable. Local means you define inside the function. Okay. And this a is equal to 5 is a global value of a. So actually, there is a rule. I will explain it. So the rule is, so it will come later on. So in the first program output is 6 and the second one output is 5. So, so I missed comma here. Okay, sorry, 5 and 6. Fine. So let's come here, then we'll again explain that. So the names introduced in class or function are said to be local to it. Okay, the names introduced in class or functions are said to be local to it. So look here, I define a is equal to 6 inside function. So it will be what? Local or global? This a is equal to 6. So 6 will be global value or local value of a. What do you think? Read this line. If you don't understand, read this line. Read this line and tell me. Names introduced in a class or in a function are said to be local to it. So tell me here. A is equal to 6 is defined inside function f. So it is local or global?
Local.
So it is local, right? Because we define it inside f. So that will work only inside f. Okay, let me write once more. So if I say you, if I write here print, same line I copy. Okay. Okay, so if I run this program, what will be output for this program? What do you think? There will be two value of a. So what will be the output?
6 and 5.
So first is 6, then is 5. You are trying to say this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So So actually, both at the both time we are printing just a only. But what is happening inside function f? We have given value of a as 6. So 6 will be local value of a. So inside f you are printing. So this will print 6 only. And here we are printing a. So it will take global value of a. Okay, what will I do this? Then I will tell you the rule. There is a rule like in math you have board mass, right? In complicated situation, है ना? So in by part, you have I late like this. So there is also a trick here. So how will you decide? So if I remove this, then what will be the output? If I run it, what will be the output? Yeah, can you guess anyone?
सर सर अभाव वाला ए को नहीं लेगा तो फिर से शायद से आई गेस नीचे वाला ए के लिए उसको ए का वैल्यू मिलेगा ना, तो एरर प्रिंट कर सकता है बिकॉज कि ये वेरिएबल इज नॉट फाउंड इन स्लाइस समथिंग लाइक दैट.
Okay, so let us see. Oh, actually, it is just taking the value of that
Yes
above.
sir, that
So
thing
we
I
have to
was
remove that
asking.
1 minute. So for that,
सर कोई दूसरा वेरिएबल ले लीजिए.
हाँ ओके, चलो कोई दूसरा चलो, यहाँ बी कर देता हूँ और यहाँ बी प्रिंट कर लेते हैं. चलो यहाँ बी कर देते हैं, ठीक है. You're right. Okay. So for this we have not assigned any value. Neither we initialize. So this 6 is the local value. So it can be accessed only inside function. And this print function also asks value of b. So this b actually this b will not access inside f. So you have to assign a global value for that here. Okay. So that's why it is giving an error, because this b compiler is not able to find the b. So local means it can be accessed only inside function. So 6 is the local value of b here, and a you cannot find. I mean this b you cannot find. Okay. What if I do 1 minute? Try to see. So let me name it again. चलो c कर देते हैं और इसको हटा दो. So let's put it like c is equal to 5. So what do you think? What will be the output now?
5 and 5.
5 and 5. Because 5 is the global value of c, so it can be accessed throughout the program. So here it will first search the value of c inside function. If it is not, it will search outside the function as a global variable, and then it print it. Here it will also print the same value. Okay, so names introduced in the class or function are said to be local to it. Okay, so the reason in a script in which a name is accessible is called scope. The reason in a script or in a program in which a name is accessible is called a scope. So like here you can see scope of this C is throughout the program. Matlab C can be accessed anywhere because C is the global. Like in this program you can see the scope of this b is only inside function f. So b can be accessed only inside f, not outside f. So scope of this b is only inside this, that's why b is local here. Okay, and here c is actually global. Okay, thus the scope of a name is resolved in context of the namespace in which it is defined. Okay, so namespace can be any function, module, class, or this. So scope of a name or a variable you can say is resolved in the context of the namespace in which it is defined. Okay, so scope of you just under scope of c is throughout the whole program. C can be accessed anywhere in the program because c is global here. B can be accessed in inside function f only. Here actually this a is equal to 5 can be accessed. It will is it global, but actually when compiler has choice to choose between local and global, so first it will choose local, like here. So you are printing a. So for this a, it has local choice a is equal to 6, and it has global choice a is equal to 5. So it will print you local. So first it will print you local value. First in the sense, I mean, finally it will print, if it gets local value, it will consider local only. If you do not give, then it will consider global. Okay. So now see, for example, each of the functions f1 and f2. So okay, let me define two function defined in a program may have name x. Okay, so if I define two functions like we were defining, so suppose now take d is equal to 6, def f or f1 you can say. Suppose d is equal to 7. So def f2, so right inside that, okay, inside f1. Why double point here? Okay, I'm not using main function, directly doing that. Okay, so if I print it, what will happen? Yeah, suppose I print it, what will happen? Run it, I will run the program, so whatever is the output. In place of a, I should write d. Yeah, anyone can tell me what will the output when I run it?
So 7, then 8, then 6.
First we will print 7, then second line we will print 8, and third is 6. Okay, 1 minute. So where I missed something. 1 minute. So we have to take indentation or what?
Sub parenthesis and print statement of f1 and f2, sir. And
So I used extra parenthesis. Yeah. So first it is printing. See, inside f1 the local value is 7. So inside f1 it will consider print 7. Inside f2 the local value is this, and this is the outside, it will take the global is that one, 6. So first you will get this output as 7, its output is 8, and it has 6, enough, like this. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, yes.
Sir, if we do not give d is equal to 8, then
D is equal to 8, then giving na this one.
sir, if we will not give that, then d
Why?
will be 7 or 7, sir.
So here you want 7, you are saying that.
Yes, sir.
So but you can see the output, I think. You run it. Why
No,
you
sir,
get?
sir. I am just asking that if we do not give d is equal to 8 line, then what will be the output
Oh, okay, okay.
in
You are
the
asking to
in
remove
that?
this. I was also doing the same.
Yes,
1 minute.
sir.
Yeah, so check. Yeah, if I remove this thing, then question is, This will take what, 7 or 6, this line. So let me rename it because it will assume already. So yes, so what will it print? You can tell. Yes. So anyone would like to guess what will the output?
सर 7 ही प्रिंट करेगा सर.
So it will print 776. You want to say that?
Yes, yes sir.
So actually for this F2 function, there is no local value of E. So it will search in a above function. Okay, actually F2 is defined inside F1. So actually E is equal to 7 is global for this, you can say. Not global for whole program, but for this it will work. For F2 it will work. Okay, for F2. E is equal to 6 is global for this F1, like this. And you can say there is a concept of enclosed, okay, local, global, and enclosed variable. Okay, local variable, global variable, and local value, global value, enclosed value. So it is not for the whole program, but it is defined inside this. So you can say E is equal to 7 is enclosed value. Okay, so control. If I do this, remove it and put it here. But you rename it again. We will take A1 now. Okay, A1. Okay. So now in this case, what will be the output?
Sir, 6, 7, then again 6.
Okay, 6, 7 again 6. Fine. So while running this, it will A1, it will search in F1, it will not get, then it will go outside. So it will take global value with respect to F1. Inside F2, it will search the local value, so it gets 7. It will print 7. And this function only takes this global value because this is neither defined in any one of the function inside. Okay, that is given here, so we can see now. So for example, each of the function f1 f, so I define two function inside that. Define in a program or script may have the name x, same variable, yes. So the variable x defined in function f1 may refer to an object of type different from that of the object associated with variable x in the function f2. Okay, so both may take different value when they want to say like this. Here you can say, so function f1 and f2, so it can take different value. So namespace maps names to objects. So being an object oriented language, definitions of functions and classes are also example of objects. So we have seen here. Okay, so namespace does what, it maps names to object. And being an object oriented language, definitions of functions and classes, these are also example of objects. Now the word comes scope. So scope, you have seen already what is the meaning of scope. So scope was this: the scope of a name is resolved in the context of the namespace in which it is defined. Okay, it is accessible. So the reason in a program or a script in which the name is accessible is called as a scope. So now what is a scope means? The part of the program where it can be accessible. So that will be the scope. Okay, so here now you have a rule. So the scope rules for names in Python are often summarized as LEGB. So you have to remember LEGB. So means what? L stands for local, E stands for enclosing, G stands for global, and then it is built in. So first, when you ask something, first it will search locally. If it do not get, then it will search enclosing. If it there is no enclosing, then it will search global, and at the end they will search for built-in functions. If it is not there, then it will give you error. So for example, see here, here we removed. So I was saying this E is equal to 7 is not global for whole the program, okay? But we can say it is enclosing, okay? Because E is equal to 7 is local for F1 function, but it is enclosing for F2. So E is equal to 7 is enclosing, okay? Global is actually 6. So global means it can be accessed throughout the program. And for F2, it has no local value of E. So it will come to enclosing. This is the enclosing. So it will take 7. So whichever gate first will be printed. So in this order. So order is this. First local, it will print local. If the local is not available, then it take enclosing. So means if one function inside other function is defined, so it will go to the eva function and search there. Then it will search for global value. If it do not get in enclosing, and then it will search for built-in. So this is the order in which this is a rule. Okay, so scope is being accessed. Okay, you remember this LEGB. Okay, so all names defined within the body of a function are called local to it. So again, we have seen same line. So all names defined within a body of a function are called local to it. Okay, so like A1 is equal to 7 is local for F2 because defined inside F2. Okay, E is equal to 7 is local for F1 because defined inside F1. Function parameters are also considered local. Like your function, you write function, you give arguments, है ना, or variables or parameters. Like you were defining we were finding maximum of three numbers. So function was max 3, n1, n2, n3. So in n1, n2, n3 were parameters, so that will also be considered local. Okay, so inside function you define some variable, that variable is also considered local. So like you write like def, you know, uh, function and argument is suppose n. So you return, suppose I say n. So here you will do what? You will ask the user n. You might return. Okay, let me return n square. Fine. So the, this variable n will also be considered local. Okay, inside function f. So if you enter it, or you may give the value, return 16. Okay, so that if you define the parameter in the function is also considered local. So if I already give the value of n as suppose 10, and here I give value of n as 4. So what will output in that case? Can anyone guess? In this program, if I run it, what will output?
10. 1 minute, 1 minute, sir. None, sir.
Sir,
एक
16.
मिनट में रिटर्न वैल्यू है 4 से प्लस 16 सर 16।
So 16.
So n is equal to 10 will be global. So this is a global value of n, but global will be accessed only after local. If function do not find its local value, then only it will access global. So n is equal to 4 is a local actually. So it will access first local, okay, legb. So it will print that. If you get local, it print that. Okay. If you do not write this, then in that case you will get 100. Okay, because it takes excess n is equal to 10. Otherwise, okay, so I said a is equal to I said 4. So in that case, we'll print 6. Okay, so I have to change it now. A not n 16. Okay, here it will print 100. So it is a global variable. N is global variable for this program, and here 4 is the local. Okay, so function parameters are also considered local. If a name is not locally found, Python recursively searches for its definition in enclosing scope. Okay, so first it will search local. If name is not locally found, it will search in enclosing scope. If it do not find enclosing scope, it will search in global scope. If it is not find global scope, it will search in building scope. So for example, if I say you import math, and if we want to print math dot sign of math dot py. Okay, so if I give the value, oh 1 minute, so something is wrong. Okay, it is giving, yeah, fine, fine, no, so e raised to minus 16, that is approx this. Yeah, so sine pi by 2 is 1, but if I defined it already, suppose I write it math dot pi is equal to suppose 0. So what will be the output in this case? If I run this program now, what will be the output?
So it
जीरो
will
सर पर
initialize math dot sign to 0, so it will be
सर
run.
Mm-hmm.
So error
सर
क्या?
ऐसे चेंज कर सकते हैं लाइक आपका ये जो इम्पोर्टेंट मॉड्यूल को हम लोग वैल्यू चेंज कर सकते हैं।
हाँ, मैं कर रहा हूँ, तो देखो बताओ क्या होगा अगर मैं रन कराऊँ, तो क्या होगा, व्हाट विल द आउटपुट, थिंक.
टू जीरो साइन जीरो सर जीरो।
Actually, this is built-in function, right? Math.py. So built-in function will be used at last. If you don't find locally, don't find in closing, don't find globally, then it will search for building. So we take it locally as this. Instead, we have not defined function. So you want, if we may define function, then we can do that. So this can also be done. So def, you may write anything. Fine. It's like this we did. That is. So if I run it, it will give you 0. Okay. Here if I give math.py is equal to, py, it will not take anything, you can take. So what is value of pi by 6? What is the approx value of pi by 6?
Sir, 0.52.
0.52. So 0.52 approx. Okay, so if I run it, what will happen now?
Sir, again, I guess it will print 0.
Again 0 because the local value is this. Local I assigned 0, global assigned this, and build in it has pi by 2. Okay, so build in angle for sine, build in is pi by 2, local is 0, and global is just 0.52. I mean pi by 6 if it is. So we'll take 0, but we may change it 0.52 here and 0 here. So it will bring me 0.25, 1 by 4 approx. Is it? No, 1 by 4 is not. So 0.52 is correct or what?
Yes, sir, pi by 6 is 0.523.
Okay. 5 to, yeah, we have used approx value, so it is taking approx. We may give accurate value.
Sir, actually, then it's there by 2 also, not it will be pi by 12.
Ah, okay, okay,
So,
yeah, fine, fine. So I have used by 2 here. Yeah, that's fine now. So this is the pi by 6, okay, means 30 degree. So we are finding sine and that angle we are giving this, you know. So this is inbuilt, but it will only be used if you don't assign any local or global value, local or global name. Okay. So in that case, it will access this pi. Otherwise, it will access first local. If find that will print. Otherwise, it will go for global. It will print. And if it is not getting local, enclosing global. So enclosing means there will be two functions. So it will be local for one and global for other. So that is enclosing. Okay, so you got like local, enclosing, global, then built-in. So built-in will be accessed at last. Name defined in the Python script, but usually outside of any function or class definition are called global. So you have seen this. If it is defined inside function, it is local. Defined outside function, that is global for for that function. Python defines some built-in names such as length and absolute value. Like I use math.py, so which can be accessed from anywhere in the program. Okay, so that built-in names can be used anywhere. Length and yes, yeah. So okay, now we have few examples what we discussed, okay, in last slide. So check example one. Note that as a variable a has global scope, it is accessible in the function f. So what will you output in this function? We have already done this type of program. So what will be the output?
4.
4, fine. So we have
Hmm.
done this already. Next example. Note that the name a introduced in line 3. So look at this program, the below one. The name a introduced in line 3 in the function f is local to it.
So local A will be 5 and global will be 4.2.
Yes, yes. So local is 5. So local a will print 5 and global a will print 4.2. Fine. So everyone can see we have done this type program just before 5 minutes. So local value is 5 and the global value is 4.2. Thus, defining the value of a name a in the function f does not affect the value of the global name a. Yes. So just inside function, it will access to that local. Okay. So output of the program will be local a is 5 and global a will be 4.2. So local a global just we named it. Yeah. Next example 3. In this example, during execution of function g. So tell me, look at the program. If I run it, what will happen? Look at the program and run it. So what will happen? So look at this program, the top one, and the top one I'm talking about this. So if you run it, what will happen? The first program, yeah, this one, the top one. So everyone write this program, write in your system, and I will check. Check what will be the output. The 8 line code, okay. A is 6, def f is a function, a is 5, then again def g is other function, b is equal to a, print inside function g, b is equal to what? So it will take what? Answer will be what? 5 or 6?
5. The 5.
Yes. So 5 is enclosing scope. Now 6 is global, 5 is enclosing, and locally it is defined b is equal to a. So that is value of b is also 5 here actually, because it will access 5. Enclosing it will take first, because inside G there is no specified value of A. So A will be sourced in enclosing. So enclosing means A is equal to 5. Okay. So it will print 5. Yeah. Just try to run it. Everyone run it. So I will ask the name. Okay, Ravi Raj Yadav, are you here? Sijal Raj, Sabyasachi, Monica Mohapatra, Soumya Saurav, Abdullah Tavis.
Present, sir.
So type this program. Have you done this?
No, sir.
Just do it.
I'm
Somi.
doing it, sir.
Yes. Write the program and
Okay,
check
sir.
what is output.
Okay, sir.
Uh, Abhilipsagiri, Aditya Narayan, Pratiksha Mahapatra, Sadan Hassan, Satya Sudarsi, Prajit Pallai, Abhishek Panda,
Present,
Prasenjit.
sir. Sir Abhishek.
Yeah, have you typed this program?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can share screen then.
Okay, sir. Wait.
Okay. So output is what? Fine. You have defined. Okay. So inside function G, B is 5, fine, and outside function G. So in that, what you are doing? Okay, so you removed what? Why it is giving 6 in the last program?
Sir, I don't know. Let me see.
Check in the last program why it is output is 6. Change the name.
Um,
You can change C. You can make in the last program.
is it because I've initialized A here? I don't know. Yeah.
No, but it should give correct output. I think 6 is not in nowhere.
So I think it might be considering this
Yes, yes. So
6.
to change the name, then it will
If
work
I
maybe.
take 7, I guess it will give 7. Yeah. So
It will give 7. So you remove that 7, keep the last program alive, and that A is equal to 5, you make B is equal to 5, or C is equal to 5. You change the C.
so here I'll change in
No,
G.
no. I'm saying A is equal to 5 you have assigned in the last program.
Yes, sir.
So in place of A, you write something other variable like D, E, something like X, Y, Z, something use.
Sir, which program? The first or the
Last one,
second?
last at the bottom.
I'll,
Yeah.
I'll
Yes.
take AS.
You write D is equal to 5, A is equal to 5. You remove, write D is equal to 5. D. Change the name of variable.
Achha, D is equals to 5.
Anything. Now here you change in print. You change it. Run it now. Still it is giving
Giving
6. Why?
सर फंक्शन ठीक है सर, वो फंक्शन के बाहर है, वो पहले वाला प्रोग्राम ना अंदर का था,
Okay.
तो इसलिए वो सर 6 ही प्रिंट करेगा, बिकॉज लाइक आपका 5 अंदर है और जी पहले कॉल हो गया, उसके बाद प्रिंट स्टेटमेंट है।
So where is 6 defined in this function? I'm talking about in this program only, last program.
सर ऊपर जुपिटर नोटबुक के ऊपर कोई वैल्यू से सर
अच्छा तो
कॉपी
वो
कर लिया वो।
that is get considering, but we change the name na.
So I'll make a normal Python file. I'll see then.
Yes, because we change the name.
One second. The D is not defined.
Right.
So
Yes, that's why I'm accepting. So D is equal to 5 is defined inside G, so local for G. Okay, but for F it is,
it is
so
D is
outside
not
G it is not
defined.
accessible. Yeah, inside F it will not be accessible. D is equal to 5 will not be accessible inside F. Okay, it can be accessible only in G, because it is local for G. So there is no enclosing value and no global value for D. So that's why it is giving name D not defined. Okay. Okay, Abhishek. Thank you. अरे PPT कहाँ गया? Cancel हो गया. Okay. I think everyone type this. So let me take next name. So Prasanjit, are you here? Harshvardhan, Swastik, Vivek.
Present, sir.
So done this program. This
Yes,
one,
sir.
the top one. This I'm saying. This one. You can write both, no problem. So
Yes, sir, I have done.
you can say. Okay. 5. Yeah. So return value of A is 5. Yes. Okay, fine. Yeah. Thank you, Vivek. Sumit Kumar, Somendra, Ujjwal Das, Ayushman, Basant.
Yes, sir.
Basant, have you done this program?
Yes, sir.
Both program?
No, the upper one, sir.
Okay, write the both.
Inside.
Everyone write both program and check the output.
Okay,
First
sir.
one and second one both. First one and second one both.
Yes.
Okay. Sasank, Sijal, Swapnasri.
Present, sir.
So have you done this program?
Yes, sir.
Both.
Yes, sir. Second it is showing error.
Second is showing error. Yo. So you know why? Because why it is showing error?
Because A, sir, in the program A is not defined. That's why.
Hmm. So A is equal to 5 is local to G. So it cannot be accessed outside
It's
G. But F is outside C, so that it will not access value of A. Yeah. Okay, okay. So Swayam Sarthak, Kriti.
Yes, sir.
So have you done this program?
Yes, I did it on my laptop. Now I'm doing it on my phone because I got disconnected.
Okay, so both the program you write, no problem. You write and check the output. Main thing is check the output.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Saubhagya Sankar.
Yes, sir.
So done this program?
Sir, I'm not at home, sir. I'll be showing you in 15 minutes.
Yeah, but I mean you do both the program, check the output because this type of question they will ask you in exam. So until you do, you will not get what is going.
Okay,
So
sir. Okay, sir.
Akash Kumar, Rishi Kumar Jha,
Yes, sir.
done this?
So I have done the first one, sir.
Write second one
I've
also
done
and
the
check the
second.
output. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Snigdha,
Yes, sir.
done both.
Yes, sir.
So what is the output in second?
Sir, in second, I'm getting 6 because the global variable is A, which is 6. So in second function, it's printing 6.
Okay. What about this program? This one. This the bottom one program.
Yes, sir, that's printing 6.
So you're
A
doing
equals to 6.
why six? Because you are doing
Because
your.
I've written the both the functions in same file only.
Oh, that's why. So you write in different because in different file you write. So this should
Okay.
result error.
Okay, okay.
Second one.
Yes, sir.
So you write in different. You save different names to both program. Then you check.
Okay, sir.
Amitav, Aditya Singh,
Yes, sir.
done those both.
Yes, sir.
So what are you getting in second one?
So second one, A is not defined, sir.
Okay, yeah. The first one you're getting 5.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Isan, Abhishek Misra, Isan, Lipsita,
Yes, sir.
done.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Aditya Kumar Samal, Madhusmita, Ayush Senapati, Madhumukhi, Pankaj Kumar.
Yes, sir.
So have you typed this program?
Yes, sir.
Both.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sandeep Singh,
Yes, sir.
done both.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Kumar Chandrasekhar,
Yes, sir.
done.
Yes, sir.
Sumit Kumar, Tanmay, आदित्य गुप्ता, अनिकेत नायक, अभिषेक साहू, अनुराग अल्बर्ट.
Yes, sir.
Have you typed this program?
Yes, sir.
Can you share screen?
Yes, sir.
So
So second one I've not typed. First one I've typed. Second one I
okay,
was
first
typing.
one you type. Run the first program.
Uh,
Okay, getting a is equal to 5. Fine. So write the second one also. Okay.
yes, sir.
Yeah. Saurabh Kumar, Vaishnavi Thakur, Aswani Kumar, Subhajit Kar.
Yes, sir.
Done this both
Yes, sir.
program. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sangram, Shivam Singh, Priyamada Sahu.
Yes, sir.
Done the program.
Sir, I'm doing the first one.
Doing the first one.
Yes, sir.
So what about second one then? There are two programs, the top and the bottom.
Yes, sir.
So write both and tell me the output. Well, you just have to see it, okay? When you see in exam this type program, so you will be able to decide the output, without running. But if a paper pen exam, then you will not be able to run it. So you have to look each line, then you have to tell the output. So when you run it, you will visualize it, see how things are working. Then they will continue. Okay, so let me. This is the last page in the slide. So let me conclude. Conclusion. Okay. This is summary of the chapter. So this chapter has two things, like one visualization, other one is scope. Okay, scope means global, local, enclosing building. So Python visualizer is an out. 1 minute. Yeah. So Python visualizer is an online tool for visualizing the execution of Python code. Okay. So Python visualizer is an online tool for visualizing the execution of Python code. Okay. So yes, Alexander, are you here? Alexander, absent. Sahil Gupta, Shreya Sinha, Anuja Advitiyam. Am I audible now? Yes. Anuja, are
Yes,
you
sir.
here? Absent. Anas, Sangram, Sanjeevani.
So,
So Sanjeevani, are you present?
yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So tell me what was the website? Do you remember the website name where we were visualizing Python program?
Yes, sir.
What was that?
Python tutorial.
Yeah, pythontutor.com. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
tutors.
pythontutor.com. So where you will go and then edit the program, you write your own program, you can visualize it line by line, how the things are working. Okay. So the next line is a namespace defines a mapping of the names of the associated objects. Okay. So namespace defines the mapping of names to the associated objects. So namespace define mapping of names to associated object. Names that appear in the global frame outside of the definition of class. Okay, names that appear in global frame outside the function of a class or functions or objects are called global names, and collectively they define the namespace called global namespace. The names introduced in the class or function are said to be local to it. Okay, so inside class or inside function you will define the name, you will take assign name, so that will be local to it. The reason in a script or program in which the name is accessible is called a scope. So wherever you can access a variable or a name, so that will be its scope. Okay. The scope rules for name in Python are often summarized as LEGB rule. Okay. So Anil Kumar Swain, are you here? Manish Raj?
Present, sir.
Yes. So tell me what is the meaning of LEGB? This line. So the actually scope rules for names in Python are often summarized as LEGB rule. So what is meaning of L? What is meaning of L? What is meaning of E? What is meaning of Z? What is meaning of B? Anyone you can tell. Anyone you remember. Don't remember? Okay.
Sir, local.
Okay, yeah, L for local. Fine. Thank you. Next, Mayank, Shivam Kumar, Sahil Agarwal.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So what is the meaning of E in the LEGB? Rule is there.
Sir,
Like you remember by part we had a rule ILET, inverse function, log, algebraic, trigonometric, and exponential. So it was the order in which the function will be first and second. If you remember by part rule of integration. So like that we
yes,
have here a
sir. Yes,
rule
sir.
LEGB. So first which will be accessible. Yeah. So what is meaning of E?
Sir, then E will be uh, enclosed.
Enclosed, yeah, enclosing, yeah. So L for local, E for enclosed, yeah. So enclosed means outside one function, inside other function. So it's a
Yes, sir.
night, yeah, fine, fine. Yeah, Rituraj.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is meaning of BG in LEGB?
Global, sir.
Global, fine,
Global,
yeah.
sir.
Rohan,
Yes, sir.
what is meaning of B in LEGB?
So it's built in.
Built in, yeah. So local, enclosed, global, then built in. In this order, it will access. First, it will search in local, then search in enclosing, then search enclosed, and then search in global, and then search in building names. Yeah. Arshdeep Dubey.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So let me. It is just attendance I'm taking. So in between I'm also asking the question. So it is attendance.
Yes,
So
sir.
so name is the if a name is not locally defined, Python recursively searches for its definition in an enclosing scope. Okay. So if it is not find locally, it find in enclosing scope. Okay. It not find in enclosing scope, it go for global. Not find globally, it go for building. Okay. So Python defines some building names such as LEN and ABS. Okay. So Rahul Chatterjee, Achal Nayak, Hansraj, Rahul Chakravarti, Abhijit Sahu, Komal Priya, Abhipsa Sahu.
Yes,
Abhip,
sir.
so Abhipsa, what is the meaning of this LEN? So when we use this word LEN,
So to find the length of the, it's a built-in function in Python.
yes, to find length of a string. Yeah, fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Abhishek, Abhishek Boitai.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What is the meaning of ABS in Python? What?
Sir, it's a function in which you return the absolute number, I think.
Yeah, absolute value. Yeah.
Absolute value.
Okay, okay. Suman More.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Ayush Agarwal.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Abhisman Sarkar. Sarmila.
Present, sir.
Okay. Prerna. Prerna. Absent. Okay. So this was the chapter 5. This is very easy chapter, like 4 and 5 were very easy. In 4 mainly it was debugging, 5 it was visualization, scope. So we'll start now chapter 6. Okay, so 6 lecture is what? Strings. Okay, so 6th chapter in the book you'll find is a string. So in this we'll see introduction, slicing, membership, built-in function on strings, then string processing examples. Okay, so what is a string? So definition of string is, a string is a sequence of characters represented using single, double or triple quotes. Is it? So string is a sequence of character. Okay, character is a single this, and a string is a sequence of character represented using single, double or triple quotes. For example, if we run it, so let me take this. Okay, so we have to change this column, copy paste. So I can use this. Okay, and if I write print message, it's fine. And so what they said, what I'm trying, just try to see. So 1 minute, I put it extra. Okay, so you can check the difference between all these three programs. This, this, and this. All three have the same output. So what is the difference between them? All three programs? I mean inputs, outputs are same. So what is the difference between inputs? What we are doing difference?
So the number of quotation marks.
Quotation, yeah. So I use single quote here for that string. The sequence of characters. Okay, H is one character, E is another character, L is another, like this. So single quotation, double quotation, triple quotation. You can use any one of them. So like here it was. A string is a sequence of character represented using single, double or triple quotes. Okay, so I printed all. Triple quotes are typically used for strings that span multiple lines. Okay, so len, I was asking this in the last slide. So length, len is for length. Function finds the length of a string. So if I write it, so okay, so if I use len of this message, so what will be the output? Anyone tell me? This length message will print what?
So length of the string.
Yeah, so what will be that? Can you count it? If I ask you, yeah,
Say 10.
10. So in the actually offline exam, how will you count it? So in program you can generally see, but if you don't have the compiler, you just have pen paper exam. So suppose this is the thing and they ask you the length. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Space is also one character. Okay, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. So it will print 10. So 10 is the length of this string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Okay, so we can use string in a single, double or triple quote. and length function we can use to find the length of the string. Okay, next. So the individual characters within a string are accessed using a technique known as indexing. So there are two different way of indexing. Okay, one, you can start with 0 from the left side. So index 0 is h, है ना? At index 1 it is e. So hello Gita I'm doing. So in that case we'll decide. So at index 0 it is h, at index 1 it is e, at index 2 it is, so you can also access here. But if you want to take negative indices, so you have to start with right, and it will start with -1, not 0. Okay, but here from the left they start with 0. So index 0h, 1e, like this. So it will go till 9, 0 to 9. There are 10. Length is 10, na? So 0 to 9 there are 10 numbers. Yeah? So length is 10. From here you want to start from right. So -1 is the index for the first one from right. -2 is the index for the second one from right. -3 is the index for the third one from right. Third character from right. -4 is the index for the fourth character from the right. -5 is the index for the fifth character from the right. So we can visualize it also here. So if I write message, okay, sorry. If I write 0, so it will return what? H. So the first one. And if I write 0 here, if I write -1, so it will return what? If I write -1, then what will be the output? Yeah, what do you think?
A.
Huh? A.
A.
Yes, so let me run it A. So -1 means you are starting from right side. You are starting from right side. So first one from the right end. 0 you take, so first one from the left end. 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Okay. Similarly, if I write 1, so it is E. So second one from left. And if I write -2, second one from the right, P. Okay, second one from the right. -2 is second one from the right. Second character from the right in that string. Same thing here. Okay. So like if I write 10. Okay, what do you think? What will the output if I run this in this Hello Gita? What will happen?
Sir, out of bound.
Yes. So out of
Sir, bound.
out of range, because you know that index can go only till 0 to 9, but you are giving out of range. So a range of the index is, so index can go 0 to 9 only. Okay. But if we print -10, so now what will be the output in -10 in Hello Gita? In this, if I,
H.
yes, so you can see here I'm finding the position at -10. So it's character at position -10. So it will print you 10th from the right, that is h. So you can count, है ना, 10th from the right. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th. Okay, fine. So it is h. So indexing you understood. You want to go from 0 to right, 0 to right, sorry, left to right, you have to start with 0. You want to come from right to left, so you just start with -1. Indexing of the character in a string. Now come here, the same thing we're doing. So an index is specified within the square bracket to access individual character in the string via indices. Okay, for example, message 6. So let me write message 6. 6. So let me print you G. 6th. So actually 6 means 7th from the left. is it? Because it starts with 0. So seventh character from the left side. Okay. So index is length, length minus 1, then index. Okay, you can length is, suppose like length was what, 10, so 10 minus 1, so last it will print, okay, 9. The same thing, yeah. So what is saying, you just define the word index as length of message. Okay, so you know this will return you 10 minus 1 you did. So index is assigned a number 9 because this message was hello Geeta, and that has 10 characters. So length is 10, so index is 9. So you want to print ninth character, so you will write like message, and here you write index. So index you assign 9, so index will return 9 actually. Okay, so you want to see the index, so you can print. Okay, so this index value is 9 and we are finding 10th character from left. So this is 9, so means 10th character from left side. Okay, our negative indices range from minus length to string. So like you can see in the last slide, if you want to start from this, so first one is minus of length minus 10, okay, minus of length, then adding by 1, so last will be minus 1. Entire range of valid indices would be minus 10, minus 9 to 0, and 1 to 9. So minus 10, first one from left you can say, then so on. So you can use positive indices or negative indices. So you just have to know the meaning of that. Okay. So now this we can do easily. Message 15, like I tried message 10. Okay. So there was a problem. So I write message 15. So it will give you string out of range, string index out of range. Because string can only range is minus 10 to 9. No, minus 10 to here the range is minus 10 to 9. Index you can only use minus 10 to 9, minus 10 minus 9 so on till 9, so it will give you out of range. Okay. String in Python are immutable. So what is the meaning of immutable?
So length cannot be altered.
Yes, so you cannot alter, actually you cannot change the position of a character in the string. For example, if you want to assign message 6 is equal to s, so it will not assign actually, so you cannot change. So like mutable means परिवर्तनशील हिंदी में. So in the last class one of you told, and immutable means अपरिवर्तनशील. So the one who you can change, the one you cannot change. So like uh, so we have string message. So message, if you want to change some string like 0, so in the 0th position we have hello Geeta h, so h will come. So but you want to assign h as, you want to replace it by w suppose. Okay, so you want to replace w, so it will not do. String object does not suppose the item assignment. In the variable it happens, right? So first one a is suppose 5, and later you write a is equal to 6. So when you print a, it will print what? What will print? 5 or 6? If I run the program, what will the output?
6.
6.
6. So earlier it was 5, and a you updated it with 6. So the value of a is mutable. Mutable means it can be changed. Okay, but here you know what I was trying. So like if I return this, so this is what h, but I want to change the value of value at in masses, the character at index 0 is h, and I want to update it. So can we update it? No. So that's what I was saying. Can we update it? So we cannot update it. It is h. So in the string you cannot update the character, or you cannot change. That's why it is immutable. Okay. So you cannot update here. We है ना, it just update. You take the new value, so it will replace the new value, but here you cannot update. So that's why character in the string are immutable. So string in Python are immutable. Okay. So you cannot update it. So this line you have to remember, this type of line in exam you may there may be option mutable, immutable, this type of options. So string object does not support the item assignment. Okay, next. So there is a concatenation, though adding part, computer plus science. Okay. So check, if I this there is a string im, and we want to add it date.
Sir,
Okay. Yes.
sir, when we define, sir, when we assign the string, sir, like if we use it within the functions, then sir, we can use the single, double, or triple quotes anywhere.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So string you can write in single, double, or triple quote. Yeah. Okay. So if I run it, what will happen? So this is one string, this other string, and we are adding that. So what will happen?
So it will concatenate it. I am great.
Yeah. So I'm great. Okay. And like I am good. Suppose I write. Okay. And star 10. So what will it do if I run it?
Sir, it will print 10 times I am good.
Yes. So star means multiplication here. So it will, this string will be multiplied 10 times. So it will be run 10 times. I'm good. I'm good. Okay. So you may write slash. It work? No. Sorry. Okay. Here you have to write something else. Print I can write left it. So the meaning is just it is printing I'm good 10 times. Okay. Yeah. So like it is in high to start, so it will print 3 times the string multiply. Here added computer plus science, so computer science. Okay. Max and mean are used to find maximum and minimum respectively of the values this. Okay. So we may use this. So maximum of the string. Okay. So maximum of AZ, C, BD, and BT. So how it is being decided? Which one is maximum? So what is the process? How it is being decided?
Sir, by seeing the first character.
Okay.
Sir, lexicograph.
So what if I write CD? Still it will print same? Okay.
Sir, actually, it's because of the lexicographical order.
Hmm. You can use it, right? Max mean to find this. Now we have To retrieve a substring, also called a slice, okay, from a string. So like message we had hello Geeta and message 05. So what it is doing? It will print characters indexed starting with 0 until 5. Okay. Okay. So like we had already. So I will just write it. It's slicing. So here it will. So message we already have hello. So what is doing? Index 0 to 5. It is printing the character with index 0 to 5. So subset of that string being printed index from 0 to 5. Okay, if I remove this, then what will happen? So I remove this 0. Still, what do you expect the output?
Hello.
Same thing, because when you don't write anything in the first number, so that will by default takes 0. It will print same thing. But if I ask you remove that 5, then what do you expect the output? Yeah, what do you expect? So second number I didn't assign.
Hello, Geeta.
So full length is
So actually, okay, so let us run it. So by default, it takes till end. Start with 0 and it takes till end. So check. So like message -10 to -5. So -10 was the same as index 0, because -10 you start counting from right side, -1, -2, -3. So -10 to -5. So you can check the same thing here, 0 to 5. So index as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1 minute. So here index at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Till 4 it is taking, okay? Here -10, -9. So till -4 it will take. Right? Because if I write -5, so it will give you, okay? Yeah. So if I write -4, see. Oh, here's a -10, -9, -8, -7, -6. Or till 10 -6 it will take. It will take till -6. That's why it is. Okay. So slicing means you want to print the subset of that string. Okay. So to find the substring, so this is called a slice from a string. So Python assumes 0 as a default value of start. Okay, start, and length of the string as a default value of end. So like see, it is colon 5. So in the starting it will take 0 by default. 5 and then it is at the end second number is not assigned. So last will be by default length. So 5 2, we don't assign second number. So second number by default will be length of the string. So it is 10. Okay. If you write it like, so you neither assign first start nor assign you end. So it will by default takes whole string. Now start with 0, end with length. So what do you expect from this 0 to 9? What will it print? Will it give the same like 0 to 10 or what?
Sir, it will print hello GIT. It will not print
So
A.
last character will be printed or not?
Not, sir.
Not, okay,
Sir,
because it will not take ninth. I mean character indexed at 9. Yeah. So take 0 to 10. Okay. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 9 it will take. So index are till 9 only, but this is a representation. So last index is not taken. So index are from 0 to 9 only. Okay, but this way we write. So just beware, na? In the exam, suppose this is made variable, they may ask you value of this to print this one, or to print this one like this. Okay, so you have seen this. Now you want to add it. Okay, message, then slicing we used 0 to 5 and 5 to length. So it will add that. Okay, so this will take 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 as index, like, and it will start with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 as index. So it will give you whole. Okay, so here you may take as nothing. The same thing, writing this, the above one, and writing this, both are the same thing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So there actually what we were doing, uh, when we were writing like this, suppose 15. So it is giving you index out of range. But if I write this like, so it will work. So it will work. So from the first start is 0 and end we assign 15. So it will go till 15. So here it will not give you error like this. Okay, so here it is printing everything. So in slicing you can use, okay. So saying here, if you print this, start is not assigned but end is 15, it will print whole. Again you can print this, it will give you I think empty string. So it will give you empty string. 15 is not the index, but it will give you empty string. Okay. Fine. And okay, it is hello Sita. I'm writing hello Geeta. So it was Sita or Geeta. Oh, in the beginning it was Geeta. Then it changed to Sita. Okay, okay. So here message is hello Sita. Yeah. Fine. So we have seen this. And here, what is this? 6 to none. So means what? What is the meaning of this? So start is 6, end is none. So start at the sixth index and go till what? Go till n.
Sir, until no character is found.
1 minute, 1 minute. What are you saying?
Sir, I think none here signifies until no character is found. Like it will print like till where the character is or the empty sequence is there. After that, when there will no character, any character sequence, it will stop.
Okay, so let me run it. Nikita. So where is the sixth index? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, sixth index was empty, isn't it? Empty. If I only print this, oh, this was G. Oh, start with 0, na? Yeah. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so start with this and go till end. Okay. Uh, so what if I write none to 10? So what will it print?
Sir, hello Geeta.
So whole string.
Okay. Hello, Geeta. So, do you think like okay? So none is I think writing this one both are same, isn't it? This one and writing this one. I mean input 77 and 78. You can see both are same. Is it?
Yes, sir.
Like if I write 2 and here second number I didn't assign anything. Okay. So it's the same thing. Okay. So none or you write nothing. So end index you decide nothing. You don't write anything or you write none. Both are the same thing. Okay. So I think okay. So what we can do now? Membership and then build. Okay, so let's finish this membership and built-in function will start in next class. So let's finish this slide by today, and then I will start this next class. Okay. So Python allows us to check for the membership of the individual characters or substring in string using in operator. Okay, so Python allows us to check for membership of the individual characters or substrings. So substring we are finding like using slicing, using in operator. So the expression s in string 1 yields true or false. Okay, so the expression s in string 1 yields true or false depending on whether s is a substring of string 1. So we'll check, okay, is it present or not. So like the expression s in string 1 yields true or false depending upon whether s is a substring in string 1. For example, like h in hello, you write h in hello, so it will check whether h character is available in the hello string or not. So answer is true, okay. And if I write like a in hello, so what do you expect the output?
False.
So it will return false, yeah,
False.
because a is not available in, so a character is not in the hello string, so that's why. Okay, like okay, you can search for substring also, okay. So you can check, so you can check like what will it return, true or false?
True.
So it will return true
True.
because this hell is available in hello, okay. Yeah, okay. Oh, but here you see, so it is case sensitive. So if I make it capital H, then what will it return?
False.
False.
False, because small h can will not be accessible in this hello string, so it will not find h in that. That's why it is false. So for loop can be used to iterate over each element in a sequence. Okay, so for example, if I use for I in message, okay, print I. So what do you expect as output?
So separate characters M, then E, then S followed till E.
See, so it will print one by one. So when I means I is actually character here, huh? So you may write, for not confusing, you write ch. Ch means character. So it will help you to understand. 1 minute. Yeah. So for character and masses, mass is a string. So you find each character in the search. First character you find H, second E, third L, huh? Like this. Okay, you want in one line. Then what you will do? For 1 minute, like this. Okay, you want to give space. Okay, so this way you're gonna find,
Yes, sir.
yeah, okay, but you want to find only even at even spaces, so you can use if int value of I, here I use ch, uh, when divided by 2 gives you 0. You call it 0. So means what I'm trying to do, ch. Okay, so will it run or not? So question is, will it work? So in the exam, suppose I give you this program, okay, and I will ask you what is the output. So like, there will be 4 options: error, or like it will print HLO, GT, or it will print ELIA, like
So
this.
it will compare the ASCII values and then check the if condition.
Sir, error.
Invalid syntax. So okay, so for that you have to write ORD. Is it accessible? No.
So
Sir,
semicolon is missing.
indentation and that.
Okay, let me. Acha.
Condition,
First, I
semicolon,
was trying
semicolon.
this. What is wrong in that?
So semicolon and then the indentation of print.
Okay, same. Oh, okay, okay. But if I use ORD, will it work then? Yes. So why ORD is used? What is the meaning of ORD?
Sir, return the unique code of the character.
Yeah, Unicode ASCII value. So it checks for the ASCII value is even, then it print that only that has even ASCII value. Okay, so for loop can also be used to access. Okay, that's it. For loop can be used to iterate over the each element of a sequence. So like I tried there to print each statement. So you want to access each character, so you can access it that way also. Okay, so like the last line meant this. You can access each character using for loop. Okay, I think so. I will stop here today, and from the next class, I will start this building function on string. Okay. Yeah. So till here it's
Yes,
fine.
sir.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everyone. So we'll meet in next class.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.